Was that Kenny at the end?
Yes. Fucking he actually told me to tell you hi.
Well, tell him the same. How's he doing?
He's actually doing very well. He's
excellent.
Let's just say he has cleaned up his act on using medications that are not recommended by physicians.
You mean the stuff you find on the street? Yeah. Well,
look what I found.
Yeah.
I'll try that.
Yeah. No, that's great to hear.
How are you, Patrick?
I'm doing fine. Fine. Go ahead.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, weather's cleaned up. We might get a little rain tomorrow, tonight, late this afternoon, and then tomorrow. But then this weekend is great, and then the beginning of next week we're touching 90 and sunny.
Ooh, that is definitely pool weather.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Now, if I remember correctly, you have a hot tub, don't you? It's actually like covered.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have your pool. If it's raining, you can go out in the hot tub for a while.
You can. Yeah.
That's it. I love a good hot tub. It's my problem is I legit like fall asleep in there.
I can't do that. There's a time limit for me. I prune quickly.
Oh, I walk out of there looking like a fucking raisin,
Was the California raisin commercial?
Yeah. Heard it through the grapevine. Not much long.
It was a great commercial.
Oh, it was. What a great friggin' whoever actually came up with that marketing idea.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. So how is Vegas and how's everything there? You guys it looked like you're all set up and ready to go.
Oh, yeah. And what's crazy is yesterday was industry day. So it was all of the companies and the corporations and we had a bunch of people actually join the club from the industry. And I'm like, wow. And let's put this on our calendar. I definitely want CALIX to have its own actual booth next year, because how they're laying it out next year, we could have a large presence in the area of because they're actually going to break it up into hardware and software and services and shit like that.
Makes sense.
I'm actually going to have the guy who runs all that. I'm actually going to have him reach out to you, and then you could actually work with him on. They produce everything. You send them graphics, and they actually do all the background and all that for you. Because that ain't us, brother.
Yeah. I'm familiar with how those setups go. They in Chicago they have the what is the name of that down on Lakeshore Drive? There's an exhibition hall down there, and you can't touch anything.
Really? Unions.
Yep.
Oh my! I think I paid $400 per chair.
Yeah.
For a fucking chair.
Yeah. And you can't plug anything in.
No. Oh no. The electrical union or whatever union.
It's the IBEW.
Oh yeah. They got the Guidos out there fucking.
Oh yeah.
They're eyeballing you.
Yep. Yeah.
Don't you touch that.
McCormick Place. McCormick Place is the name of it.
I gotcha. Yeah. Unions are, in fact, when we got, this is how bad it is. There are separate unions inside of the casino. So the guy who helped us unload our car with all of our equipment couldn't bring the cart into the center because that's union area. So we had to hand unload the cart and like carry everything in because he couldn't push his non-union cart into a union area.
Because the Teamsters would have been all over him.
Oh, they'd have jumped his ass.
Oh, yeah.
And oh my God, boy, efficiency at its best. Fuck, you know, like customer service.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. So we got an announcement today that the New York City mayor is a new person. No one knew some people knew he was going to be here, and he has an announcement with New York City in association with Bitcoin.
Really?
And, oh yeah. And on the show I did, I think it was on Monday, there were rumors like going around that there's going to be like some big announcements from unexpected, elected officials and stuff. And that was one of the rumors, like flying. But really, there were like 4 or 5 rumors, and only 2 of them have actually played out so far. So we'll see what happens with New York and Bitcoin. I think that because he's who the left went after, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't get it, because isn't it racist? No matter what your argument, you can't go against a black guy, especially up in New York.
Well, he started calling out Biden and Biden's open borders policy that was draining the city's coffers because they had to pay for these clowns to stay in the hotels and
That's right.
and hand out money left and right. And they're depleting. And he said the citizens of New York City they're being held at gunpoint by the federal government. You guys need to come up with another way to deal with this, because we can't bear the brunt of it. And this was great because it was Abbott's move that actually broke the back. And as a result of Eric Adams voicing his dissension under the big tent of the Democratic Party, Biden went after him for corruption. He had the Attorney General go after him. And so she filed corruption charges. Yeah.
Oh, wasn't that black gal who actually
Letitia
went
James.
after Trump?
Yeah.
Boy, I hear she's having some legal issues right now, isn't she?
She is. She filed a false mortgage application, and the DOJ there's a lending arm there, a regulatory arm that goes after fraudulent applications, and they're going after her.
I'm sure she accidentally filed a fraudulent mortgage application.
Yeah,
look what I did.
It had to do with her father, who actually owned the property, and there was just a bunch of there was just a bunch of BS that took place, and yeah, she got caught with her hand in the cookie jar.
Well, I was actually watching a show last night. I think it was last night, and they were explaining how HUD, housing and urban
development,
is like, that's like a slush fund.
Oh yeah,
or all of these freaking like politicians, where they'd actually get a loan, or they'd have one. And this is what happened with that guy up in Chicago who was like friends with Obama. God, that real estate guy. Well, the point is, they'll have one property, they'll get loan, they'll actually get 10 mortgages against it, and then they will not pay the actual mortgage, and HUD will have to actually pay it with their insurance or something like that. And they rinse and repeat.
This was the guy that was Obama's next door neighbor.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember Rainley or
I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but that's back in like 2005 or like 2007 or something like that.
It was it was right around the time that he was running, right?
Yeah. Whenever somehow sealed documents of a divorce all of a sudden just kind of
from Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
They magically from California magically became unsealed.
Yeah. And oh look, he liked to slap his wife around when they got frisky or something like that. It was like
swingers.
Oh, they were swingers. Oh, well, okay.
He was, she wasn't, and that's why they got a divorce.
So isn't that just cheating? That's not.
Well, no. He tried to force her into it, and she was like, "I'm not having anything to do with this, pal."
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So he was a swinging, and she wasn't a swinging.
Yeah.
So he was solo swinging.
Yeah.
So lonely, oh, so lonely.
Yeah. But it's funny how and that was David Axelrod who masterminded that little nasty bit of political subterfuge.
Well, speaking of that guy, his brother is wrapped up with this. What's that rapper's name? Shitty or
Diddy?
Oh yeah. There you go, Diddy.
Puff Daddy.
Yeah, Puff Daddy, and his underage girlfriends or whatever the fuck. Wait, sneeze.
Bless you.
God, thank you. And this is where you just, if you're found guilty of something like this, you don't even waste a jail cell on this guy. You get a 45 caliber friggin' bullet, and you just blow his head off. They're accusing him now of there was an orgy, and the youngest girl there was 8. Yeah, no, you don't go to jail.
No. Well, I'm going to guarantee you this: the second he hits the yard, he's gone.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Yeah, chomos don't last.
No. And you worked at a prison. Why is that so known? Why is it so commonly known that people in prison will take out the trash?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. Number one is they're kids, right? And so there's and these guys are behind the walls, and there's a sense of redemption that comes from taking those SOBs out. The other
sense.
part of it is they were kids once too, and they suffered at the hands of these abusers. And so this is not on my watch mentality.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to do this to another kid.
Yeah.
So there's go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's a combination of those two things. So you end up with, I'm going to do the right thing and get rid of this guy. And I suffered at the hands of one of these SOBs. I'm not going to let any other kid have to contend with this. So, and there is a third, and it is, they're sadistic, and it's an opportunity for them to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Because it's a cathartic action when they beat the hell out of someone. And the weapon of choice is a mop wringer, and that weighs 30 pounds.
A mop wringer?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like where you yank it and it rings out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hit people with those.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the weapon of choice.
Yeah. Because it is so damaging.
I can imagine.
Yeah. We used to have to watch those all the time. The second you saw somebody pick that up by the handle, you lock doors. You shut everything down.
Now,
and the shivs came out. The shivs came down.
I get. Yeah.
Smitty once says, "Think Jeffrey Dahmer." Dahmer actually got it with, I think it was a broken broom. The guy broke a mop, or it was the sharp end of a broom that this guy used as a lance and put it through Dahmer. So, yeah,
have happened to a nicer guy.
No, absolutely.
And I'm sure you guys who worked at the prison, I'm sure as soon as you heard that a pedophile had been attacked, you guys rushed to save them.
Well, they never went in the general population. They were in the shoe.
Now, see, I don't think that, hey, you do the crime, you go into gen pop.
Right. That wasn't something for the county to do, though. That was, you went to the penitentiary. That was for them to slide you into general population. And believe me, just because you were in the shoe didn't mean you couldn't get touched. So
I'm sure that there were probably several employees who would be like, "Oh no, I accidentally left the door open to this pedophile cell."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh shucks, it's union break. I'll be back in 15, and I'll walk slow. So this announcement from New York, basically, the rumor I heard. Now, this is from one of my Washington D.C. guys, because New York is one of the cities that have reached out for, hey, how do we do this? And if it's true, basically going to create a New York City reserve using actual Bitcoin. And not that I'm for, taxes, but they are going to tax, or no, they are not going to add a new tax. They are going to shift a percentage of the subway or whatever the fuck they do it up there. And that will accumulate into a reserve for New York City. Now, if they do that,
are they going to allow payments? They're going to receive payments in Bitcoin. I would think so.
It would be smart, because then you can really build up that reserve.
Absolutely.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Hey, hi.
Something that the state of Arizona said no to.
I know.
Governor Hobbs, and her infinite wisdom.
Yeah. Hang on one second, Pat.
Yeah.
Does New York have like a subway app?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because then if they have a subway app,
you just like run your phone over the thing now, pretty much. You just
okay.
Yeah, and it pays.
Oh, so they could easily link that with like a lightning software.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
and also people get like unlimited cards for the month or the year.
Yeah.
So you can just pay.
Oh wow.
It's all electronic. They haven't used like tokens or anything for years.
Wow. Yeah. So they could really adopt it very simply, since they have their own app already.
Right. But is the state of New York going to maintain its fascist control over exchanges?
Well,
In a bit like.
yeah. Is that New York state?
All of New York.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Like, coins on Coinbase that you can't buy in New York, you can buy in other states.
Gemini is it. Gemini is it.
And speaking of Gemini, their booth is right next to ours at the conference, and they're pushing hard on this New York thing, and apparently now this is a big rumor, but I did hear it from one of my Washington guys. Apparently, the Winklevosses and several other New York people are going to fund Republicans in New York in a big way in this next election. And they're ready to put millions and millions of dollars, because the rumored slogan is they want to actually make it the Red City or Red New York or something like that. And really, according to the numbers, Republicans have gained a lot since Trump, because the election wasn't as close as it usually was.
Right.
And they think if they can get the right person, and this New York City mayor is who I think they're eyeballing for running for governor. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, and the rumor has been that he's running as an independent, and Anthony Cuomo is running on the Democratic side.
Cuomo.
Oh,
yeah. God, are they still around?
Yeah, he is, and he's and right now the polls have him in the lead, which is really depressing.
What is wrong with people in New York? Really? You're
Yeah.
gonna pick a Cuomo?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Chrissy's still doing the news, but
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
he'll always do the news. Yeah. And
Cuomo.
Anthony's in the lead among the Dems in the polls. One thing I wanted to say, you brought up Gemini. For everybody out there listening, Gemini has recently sent out emails to anybody who holds an account that they're going to a passkey system, that your password is not going to be effective. And I can't remember when the end date is on that one. I think it's the end of June. So you're going to have to find that email and comply with it in order to use and access your Gemini account. So
yeah, which is actually a very good move, especially if you use their app, because their app will recognize that your pass key is actually coming from your phone, so it will verify your pass key in alignment with your cell phone number. So it's another layer of security that I really applaud, and I think that most exchanges will move to that structure, because
Right.
it's a lot more secure.
Right.
A lot. It's like a two-step verification without you having to have the actual software and do it separately.
Now, that being said, you're going to have to keep your phone secure, because that's going to become the target of the scammers. They're going to SIM jack your phones.
Yep.
And so you'll set up in our we have it in the portal on what you need to do in order to make your phone safe. So yeah,
this is a perfect time to run an ad from our sponsor, which is us, CALIX Solutions. Guys, your phone is your biggest weakness. We will be right back.
Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from CALIX Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from CALIX Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.
Women.
Okay. I just got information that makes me feel even worse about New York. During COVID.
Oh yeah.
When Cuomo was actually doing his daily reports or whatever, people who agreed, and I think you said women, right?
Well, it was a woman.
Okay, it was a woman thing. People who agreed with him called themselves homosexuals.
Still alive?
His eyes rolled completely back in his
My
head.
friend's sister was one of those people.
How are you that much of a zombie? I mean, This guy's offering you French fries to get a fucking shot of a test vaccine that isn't a vaccine.
No. And it's still it obviously didn't kill it, and you were transmitting and receiving the virus after you got it. Oh, we need a booster. You have to have up to 7 boosters.
If you need a booster, the first shot was shit. It didn't mean nothing. It just introduced you to the poison.
Yeah.
Here's a little shot of poison. We don't want you to die that quick. It's going to take us 7, shots to really get you underground. Good Lord. Homosexuals. Fuck. Oh no, there's no way. I can't even wrap my head. I don't care how much I love Trump. I will never be a Trumposexual. I would never refer to myself as a Trumpist. I like his policies. Well, most of them. I want your opinion on what the fuck is Putin doing? Does he realize he's about to get the fuck slapped out of him?
I really don't know what's going on. I have a suspicion that he's feeling threatened by NATO and their increase of troop movements into the region. I think he feels like there's a noose being slipped around his neck. And so he's not having it. Why you would do an exchange of prisoners and then shoot hundreds of rockets into the country that you just sent the prisoners back into, beyond me. I think we're starting to deal with neuroses and levels of paranoia that have really no place in a government leader's decision-making process. But unfortunately, having been where he's been, you go back to the days of Stalin, he was as paranoid as the day is long. There were a lot of guys who were generals that went missing in the middle of the night. Now, he hasn't started down that path yet. He had the Varner folks. A plane fell out of the sky.
It's like that was hilarious. Like hired guns try and take on Putin in Russia.
Yeah.
And then like a month later, everyone from that hired gun place was like, "Oh shit, your plane went down."
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. And Bobby says that there is a rumor that Zelensky to take out his helicopter. Now, that's Zelensky's made no bones about is wanting to take out Putin. And I think the wise move would be for the U.S. to just back away and go, "You guys slug it out."
I literally think it's about time Trump went, you know what, fuck this. You guys want to blow each other up, fuck off.
He's there.
Yeah, and that's big. The headline was Trump considers removing the restrictions on Zelensky using explosives in Russia or something like that.
Right.
When really the accurate headline would be Trump considering telling them both to fuck off. It's like, we're not removing restrictions. We're just going to walk away.
Yeah.
And we'll send you a bill for all that military shit.
Right. Now,
let's be honest. Zelensky wasn't leading that war. He wasn't making the choices, at least when, Joe Biden was in there.
Right.
That was all U.S. led, made, telling them who to shoot, where to shoot, and how to shoot, and here's some weapons to fucking shoot. And I think Trump has reached a point where you know what? NATO, you want to fuck with Putin? What if we just back away? Because what is NATO without America? Nothing.
Right.
Germany ain't gonna do anything. Germany's fucking broke.
Right.
They're hoping they have enough heat so their people don't freeze this winter. And what are they gonna do? I mean, there's a lot of countries around who are just like, look, we ain't got no money, and the money we got is fucking worthless because all of the currencies are dropping, all of them, and this whole structure of NATO is falling apart because the fucking currencies are falling apart. Because if you can't fund them, and if Trump removes NATO funding, they're done. They are so fucking done, it's worse than done. So I hope he just fucking goes sad. Books closed.
There was something in the news late last night about Trump saying that Canada is considering exchanging its sovereignty for being part of the Golden Dome. I don't know about you. I don't want Canada in the U.S.
No,
no. And that's what he's pushing that. And I'm going, no.
Now it kind of depends on how they're structured. Would they be a state or would they be a province?
They would be a state. They would be a state.
Fuck that.
No.
We
don't need 50 million bodies, and the vast majority of them are liberals.
Yeah, and what if they do become a state, then California is no longer, and then how many representatives will they have?
Right.
Because if it's all one fucking state, then California and New York ain't shit no more.
I'll trade you Alberta for California.
All day long. All day long.
You can have the West Coast.
You can have California.
Washington, Oregon, and California. We'll take Alberta.
Yep. Even swap. Even swap. We don't need to exchange money here.
No.
Yeah, I agree. I actually met a guy yesterday at the conference who's interested in launching a club in Alberta. And really, that's the only place I probably would.
Right.
Because it's like an island of relatively intelligent people surrounded by a bunch of retards.
Yeah. That's fair.
We don't need. I don't want them to give up their sovereign. Now, wait, now hang on a second. If they relinquish their sovereignty, wouldn't that have to come from the Queen? Because aren't they technically a, God, what do they call it? Like a,
Colony?
yeah, like a colony of the Queen?
No. That's just a diplomatic formality that they still have that. They are their own country.
Well, one thing they gotta quit talking French.
Well, I think that's kind of cute. I'm a fan of Quebec.
I'm not saying it's bad, but what I'm saying is just and I don't have a hatred for France. I have a God, you guys are pussies. And because France used to be somebody.
They did.
They used
did.
to be
If it weren't for them, we wouldn't be here.
Absolutely.
We'd be saluting the Queen.
Yeah.
Now the King. Queen's dead. King now.
Yeah.
Chuck the ears.
Yep. And I mean, French nowadays.
Did you see Macron's wife? Smacked.
He got bit slapped on camera, then tried to play it off. I mean, she got face palm. And look at her hands. Those are dude hands.
Yes,
Those are dude hands.
Yes, they are.
She slapped the taste out of his mouth, man. Oh my God. Yeah, who's on that real big? Who is
Candace Owens?
Candace Owens. And dude, she nails it. Have you watched the video where she goes through the whole thing?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, she nails it.
That woman brings receipts.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, did you see what she did with Camilla?
No.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She nailed Camilla's heritage to the tree. Yeah.
I would vote for her in a heartbeat. Candace Owens, if she ever ran for office, I would rent an apartment wherever the fuck she's at just to vote for her. Because she number one, she's an educated person. She does her homework. Mm-hmm. She doesn't talk until she knows. She's a serious person, and she gives zero fucks when she knows she's right.
Oh yeah, yeah. You ever see her in front of a congressional committee?
Oh yeah. We need more representatives like that.
Yeah.
Who are pit bulls.
Yeah.
Who I really like is God, what's that guy who's handling the border?
Tom Homan.
God, I love that guy.
Yeah.
Holy shit, if he doesn't remind me of the typical American man who's like, you know what? You break the law, we throw you out. That's all there is to it. There ain't no trial. You broke the law, throw you out. And all he says is I'm following the law. You don't like the law, change the law. But until you do, I'm throwing these son of a bitches out. And I'm not gonna quit. What I'm waiting for is some of these House of Representative people who are getting real aggressive with like blocking a door or like not letting ICE in or anything. These motherfuckers are going to get handcuffed.
Well,
Because-
they're charging that rep from where was she from? New Jersey.
Oh, is that black gal who like got real physical?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
was like
yeah.
shoving people.
Yeah, she's being charged.
Good.
And it took some of the wind out of their sails in that regard. Yeah. I think they're losing some steam there. And this was an interesting point that came up. The Democrats are spending $20 million in order to find out why they lost the election as badly as they lost it, thinking that they were going to win the day. Well, yeah, they thought they were going to win the day. Now, if you go back to some of the polls that Trafalgar, there are a few others that Rasmussen, and this is being done by, this study is being done by Rasmussen, Trafalgar, and I can't remember who the other one was that I followed quite a bit. There were three that were in the top three polls, and these are international rankings, U.S. and international elections. And these three came out and said Trump hands down, and they're going to win the House, and they're going to win the Senate. But, you know, you have all of these Quinnipiac, you have all of these other polling.
Our latest CNN poll shows, you know, Obama or whatever the fuck her name was.
Hillary Clinton's going to win, hands down. Anyway, Rasmussen's doing this poll for the Dems, and they're spending $20 million. They had the hierarchy of the Democratic Party meet at a swanky outfit in New York to talk about how this is going to be designed and what their objectives are. These guys are flushing $20 million down the drain because they have this mindset of the hierarchy within the Democratic Party is going to be running this. And these guys haven't come up with a cohesive message in the last two national elections that has been effective. Actually, the last three. The one in 2020 was aberrant because 81 million folks are alleged to have voted for Biden.
Yeah. So Joe sleepy ass fucking Biden got more votes than Obama.
Right.
Because that is one election I will never question is the Obama election, because that was a tidal wave.
Oh, it was.
That was just, there was nothing we could do. It was sit back and enjoy the ride, folks, because we're about to get our ass kicked.
Right.
Because we had McCain. What the fuck is that?
Well, you had McCain, and then you also had Romney.
Oh, God.
And I'll say this, though. In the second election, Mittens came out in the first debate and nailed his butt to the wall. And then all of a sudden, it's like somebody... Yeah.
I think
he took a dive.
Romney,
He took a dive.
Yeah, I think Romney got pulled to the side and goes, look here, we're all basically on the same fucking team here. And we think we can achieve more of our goals with the black guy than with you. So we're going to need you to, you know.
Take one for the team.
Yeah, take one for the team. But don't worry, brother, we'll take care of you on the backside.
Right.
Yeah, because he did. Obama didn't have a fucking thing after that first fucking debate. He got his ass handed to him.
Right. And then, and especially in the second one, Romney throws out the the threat of Russia. And of course, Obama makes this statement about the 1980s. This is a revisiting of the 1980s scare
His
tactics.
exact fucking quote was, the 1980s called, they want their foreign policy back.
Right. But he was dead on.
Oh, he was. Because Romney was John fucking McCain, just a little better looking and a Mormon. That's it. That's the only difference.
Right.
Because each one of them are fucking piece of shit, or Romney's not dead, but thank God, John McCain, I hope you're up in heaven getting the shit slapped out of you, but I think you're not in heaven. You're probably on the lower level.
Yeah.
Enjoying the sauna.
He's in the boiler room.
Mm-hmm. Him and Hitler holding hands. And what was crazy, and because of how I am, when Romney was running, I don't know if you remember this. Every weekend I would hang out at Richardson Road and Highway 55.
Yeah.
And I would hold a sign up for Romney because I knew how bad Obama was.
Right.
So yes, I advocated for Romney. And mind you, I didn't like Romney's position, but I knew what Obama would do. I knew we'd have care and all that other horse shit.
Well, what were you writing on the back of the Jeep?
The exact quote on the back of my Jeep, written in big white letters, was "Obama is a socialist piece of shit." I used to have black people. They would pull up next to me and they'd be like flicking me off and everything. Then once in a while, I'd have someone honk and just like, where'd it go? Yeah, even in 2007, I was batshit crazy because I knew who Obama was. I had done my research. I knew who his grandparents were in Hawaii at the Little Red Church. His grandparents and his mom and his dad worked for the CIA for years. His mom was a huge CIA agent. And so was his grandfather, who ran the Little Red Church what is Obama's real dad? Can't remember his name. I know the chat will know.
It isn't Davis, was it? Or Daniels?
Ooh, that sounds right. Something Davis.
He was a communist.
Yes, Frank Marshall Davis. Thank you, Unboxing Channel. Yeah,
I'm close.
You were that close. And he worked for the CIA. He also did pornography. And Obama's mom was in a couple of them magazines.
Those pictures dried up really fast, didn't they?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. And isn't it odd? This is what Trump, you guys look it up on YouTube. The lady who verified Obama's birth certificate in Hawaii was
the only one who drowned.
The only one. The plane didn't crash. It landed in the water And so all of the people got out and were like on the wings and shit. She's the only one who drowned out of that whole flight. Wait, what?
Check out Candace Owens' episode on Obama's birth certificate.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. What's posted as the original is has the watermarks of Photoshop.
Yeah. In fact, one of our regulars. Yeah, I've seen this online where you can use AI and it will show you what was overlaid over and over again.
Well, they have the layers. It wasn't created as a PDF.
Yeah, that's right. It was separate fucking documents overlaid on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oops.
then
Oops.
yes, and then you have Obama's chef who drowned.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy was like a health nut, knew how to swim,
Right.
but yet he drowned. How ironic.
Well, you know, Hillary had some help, gave some help in that regard.
Well, hell yeah. He probably called up Hillary and say, hey, who do you use for your suicides? Because I need to suicide somebody.
Speaking of that, I was watching an episode on YouTube, and it was talking about how we're probably not going to see anything on the Epstein files ever. And they were talking about, they had mentioned that it's not just the sex portion of it. Everybody seems to forget the financial side of things. And we should probably have a conversation some Wednesday that goes in depth about where the rabbit hole leads us with respect to the financial side and Epstein's intimate knowledge of money laundering, etc. So
also, they don't want his flight records out because he was the teacher at the air school in Florida that actually taught the 9/11 people how to fly, not how to land,
right,
how to fly.
right.
So Jeffrey Epstein was the flight instructor for the 9/11 hijackers. Just saying. And he wasn't known as an instructor. So Jeffrey Epstein's job wasn't a flight instructor. But yet he's the guy who actually signed the logs of the teaching them how to fly in Florida. Odd. Yeah, and plus I've heard that if they do release all of the Epstein shit, that the Republicans are gone. But I call bullshit on this. Hey, I don't give a fuck if you're an R or a D.
Right.
If you're at that island doing that shit, you need to be held account. I don't give a fuck if it shows Trump. if you did that, you need to be held accountable. And the excuse I keep hearing is, well, it will destroy the government. Well, if the majority of the representatives are all flying down and having inappropriate relationships with minors, guys, I'm pretty sure our government's fucked anyway. And they're falling into the same trap of valuing the system over the integrity of the system.
Yep.
And I just call bullshit. I don't give a fuck if it's Trump. I don't give a fuck if it's my favorite politician. If you're on that plane and you're doing that, you're out. You're done. You're in prison. And that's the problem we have is all of the corrupt son of a bitches up in Washington. They're basically saying we're too corrupt to fail. We can't let it fail. We're too corrupt. Well, yeah, that's why you should fucking fail. It's just like, oh, well, the banks are too big, so we got to bail them out. Well, if your system needs a bailout, the problem's your system. You know, if you reach a point in your life where you're in so much fucking debt that you have to file bankruptcy, it's the system you're dealing in. Because in Washington, D.C., the swamp, you know, and there's a lot of areas of the swamp that Trump hasn't touched, that needs to be touched. And because of political decisions, they're not. And I completely disagree with that. That's one of the criticisms I have of Trump is, bro, we elected you to be a bull in a china shop. Do not go in there and cherry pick what china you want to break. If it's corrupt, get rid of it. No matter if it's an R or a D. And you know what would absolutely make the Republicans win? Is if the good Republicans got on television and said, we got bad news, guys. We need to clean our own house.
Yeah.
Here's the list of all the pieces of shit in our party. Let's clean house on these fuckers.
Yep. You can primary them.
Yeah. And people would come out of the woodwork to vote. Be like, yeah, you're absolute. And if they did something criminal, you don't even have to primary them.
No.
Just arrest their ass.
Right.
Yes. You want to make, if Trump was serious, arrest some Republicans. Arrest Romney. And arrest Republicans first. Say, look, we're going to clean our house. Hey, Democrats, you're next.
Great idea.
Then you'd have the credibility of, he's only going after Democrats. No, there's plenty of shit in the Republican Party that needs cleaning. Let's clean that up. And then if you arrest, all right, we have actually gone long. I got one more question for you. Oh, I know. There are serious conversations between serious people on Trump getting rid of oh God, what the hell? It's what Lincoln did. Habeas
corpus.
What do you think? What do you think? Arresting judges, arresting newspaper owners, and
no. Fix it from the inside. You can get legislation that ties these activist judges down. Judicial reform has to go in. Now, that will also mean, in order to get the Democrats to vote for it, you're going to have some measures about SCOTUS in there as well. But you can't, these guys can't be shopping for judges.
Yeah, that's the whole issue.
Right.
We have a bunch of leftist judges that are, and they're shopping for judges.
Right. But the other thing too is SCOTUS has to be able to respond to some of the actions that are being taken by these guys. They're going to have to fast lane these decisions that are being made, and these guys get temporary restraining orders put in place against EOs that Trump has signed off on. Supreme Court's going to have to hear them in order to slap those down quickly. And in some instances, an executive order isn't the right avenue to go. I mean, it's going to get shot down, and it's going to get shot down justly. There are some things that he's attempting to do through executive orders that he has no business doing it in that regard. Now, that said, Biden got a bunch of crap through, and Obama got a bunch of crap through executive orders. I mean, you look at the DREAM Act or the DREAM.
Oh my God, yes.
That
was so out of authority of an executive. It literally was legislation written into an executive order.
Right. And then Eric Holder's decision about allowing gays to marry.
Once again,
that was another one.
Yep.
That never became a law. That was an executive order. And
yeah,
they stand there and go, well, it's okay. No, it's not. And besides that, that's a states' rights issue. That's not a federal mandate.
Like I've said, when you hear the word unconstitutional, it doesn't mean right or wrong. What it means is if something's unconstitutional, it means it's not delegated to the authority of the federal system, that it must actually be pushed to the states. So when you have something and the Supreme Court says it's unconstitutional, it means that the federal government does not have the authority that it's claiming to have, because we have very strict restrictions on what the federal government can and cannot do. And it's with a lot of people's argument, and really I agree with this in a way. We're the only side that's trying to play by the rules. The other side, like, fuck the rules. We're here to win.
Yeah.
We're going to gouge eyes. We're going to kick in the balls. We're going to arrest whoever the fuck we can arrest. We're going to fucking lock up our political enemies. Fuck them. We don't even need habeas corpus. We'll just arrest motherfuckers.
January 6th.
Bingo. So what do you do when your opponent is not living by the rules you're applying to yourself, you're going to lose the fight every time. And that's the point Trump's reaching, just like Abraham Lincoln did, where they went against him so hard, and they were going after them, not playing by the rules. And Abraham Lincoln finally said, okay, motherfuckers, habeas corpus, bye-bye. Because when the system is so thick that you can't drain it, you got to get a shovel. When the swamp is so thick, it's no longer liquid where you can drain it. Sometimes you got to bring in a bulldozer or a backhoe to scoop that shit out. And that's where I think Trump's reaching his, because if they keep on blocking him with all this shit, the average Republican voter is going to be like, look, fucking take the gloves off, motherfuckers. And the Republicans will lose the they'll lose the House. They'll lose the Senate if they don't take the gloves off, because a lot of us Americans are ready to just go, look, we're done. We're done having all of our fucking people arrested, and we're afraid to say something negative about one of our opponents. Because every time I hear a Republican, my friend over on the other side, my Democrat friend over here, fuck you. If that's your friend, motherfucker, let's go snuggle up to China. Because I guess they're our friends too. At some point, you have to call a spade a spade. And you got to go, you know what? My Democratic shithead enemy over here is absolutely fucking wrong and is in an agenda to destroy our country. Flat out. We need more greens. That's what, when I say green, you know, I'm talking about that blonde gal who everyone says is batshit because she calls out every motherfucker she sees. That woman's got balls.
Well, you know, I'm going to point something out. Like my esteemed colleague, my good friend from the state of, I believe that was introduced by Southern members of both houses. It's just another way of saying, bless your little heart. And we all know that that's code for,
go to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kiss my lily white ass. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only way that I've always said that you can't win an argument with a liar because they aren't held to the truth. So at some point, you have to quit arguing with a liar and just label them a liar and slap the fuck out of them. Because we're getting bullied, and while we are getting fucking bullied, the people who are actually doing the bullying are yelling at us, making sure don't hit back. Don't you hit back. Don't you hit us back. Because if you hit us back, we're going to call you a tyrant. We're going to call you Hitler. We're going to call you a racist. But we can hit you. They arrested Trump. They arrested Trump. And yet we're so pussyfooting around going, well, we better not arrest one of their people who have obviously fucking committed crimes. I just think we have to take the gloves off, and Trump will do this. Trump's already said he will. If he has to remove habeas corpus, he will. And that's when the shit gets ugly.
Well, it does. And the ramifications in the next election, not good.
Well,
not good. Because you can't, to honestly translate that so that the lowest common denominator understands exactly what has happened and why that took place. You don't control the airwaves.
Oh, you will after you get rid of habeas corpus.
Well, yeah.
You will control all the airwaves because you're arresting the enemies of America in America.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see, because I don't think that you can do that.
Well,
I don't think that you'll be able to do that. I know that Lincoln did and took control of the newspapers, but this is a different time. It's a different animal.
Have the internet. Oh, I agree.
Yeah. And so making this understandable for the lowest common denominator in an intelligible fashion, so that they are educated about the situation and can make an informed decision when the time comes, that becomes difficult.
He's absolutely right. If we're going to get rid of habeas corpus, we need disclosure first.
I don't disagree with that.
We have to tell the people why we're doing it. Like, look, here's the enemies list. Here's why they're enemies. Here's the proof. They are enemies of the country.
Again, you're going to be communicating this through the channels that are controlled by the left. By and large.
I agree.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
It's this is not going to be pretty.
Right. Hey, we're
way over
hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone. Patrick, I love you.
Love you.
Are you going to host a show?
I am.
Let everyone know what you got going on.
We have our cyber chat on in 40 minutes. We have a number of things to talk about. There's one thing I want to talk about is what is a crypto blender in terms of how money can be laundered, or how people can donate money anonymously to charities. There's two different ends to that tool, and there's a bunch of other topics about folks who have lost cryptos, impact of potential legislation in the near future, number of other things. So if you are a CALIX laptop holder, either a Liberty laptop or a crypto laptop, you can subscribe if you haven't already by going to the portal and then going to CALIX Cyber Suite and finding the subscription that it best fits you. Sign up for that, and you will get an email on a weekly basis before the show that links you to it, and you will be able to go into the archives to look at all the other shows. So, yeah. So we're on in 40 minutes, 39. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Still have a sale going on the laptops. We know that prices are going to be going up soon. So best be jumping on that in the near future. And you also get a Faraday bag with your choices. So
Yes, $100 off of a laptop, and you get a Faraday bag for your laptop. So give us a call, 702-845-8276. And I'm telling you guys, as this gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you're not going to want to rely on your phone. You're going to want your cryptos in a safe, in a crypto safe, which is our laptops. All right, guys, love you guys. Everyone in Vegas watching this, swing by our booth, and I can give you information on CALIX Solutions laptops. And I will give you Patrick's personal cell phone number so you can send him interesting pictures. No. Yeah, no, that's what you'd get too. You'd get some dirty ones, boy. Everyone have a great day. Patrick, I love you, brother.
love you. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from CALIX Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from CALIX Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.